Alrighty, friends. Hello and welcome. Thank y'all for coming in person today. My name is Caleb Solberg. I use he or they pronouns, and I'm the community engagement coordinator here at Atlanta Pride. But for all intents and purposes, I also manage all of our volunteers. So you'll see volunteer coordinator put on there too sometimes. Let me turn it over to.
Hello, everyone, both in person and online. My name is Brian DeSaro. I'm the 2025 board chair. My pronouns are he, him. I want to first thank you all for being here, both in person and on the Zoom line. I want to really quickly just do a small little exercise, again, both for in person and online. If you have volunteered with Atlanta Pride before, raise your hand if you're in person or put a thumbs up reaction if you're on Zoom. Perfect. So everyone else who has not volunteered with Atlanta Pride before, raise your hand or do a heart reaction on Zoom. Perfect. So everyone that y'all just saw raise your hand before you or do something online before you, take note of the names. They've been here before. They've been in your shoes. So we're all in this together. We're all gonna get through the festival as a team. So I also want to take a moment to acknowledge both our board members, our fantastic staff, our committee chairs, in particular, Caleb here, our fantastic community engagement coordinator, along with Jamarco Duhart and Morgan Roth, our committee co-chairs for our volunteers. I'm sure many of you have had contact with them already. They're the ones working behind the scenes to not just make this meeting happen, but to organize and mobilize our volunteers across the festival weekend and throughout the year. So this is not just for the festival or the parade. We need volunteers throughout the year for different programming. So if you have fun this weekend, keep in mind, there are opportunities year round for y'all to engage with Atlanta Pride and continue your relationship with our Pride family that we love so much. A little bit about this year's festival theme. It is rooted in resistance. For us, this means quite a lot, as I'm sure y'all can imagine at this moment in time. But it's looking back, honoring our 55 years of history, remembering that Pride started as a protest, and we continue to stand firm and united in the face of adversity. But it's also about how resistance is about building something better, stronger connections, safer spaces, and a community that refuses to be anything less than joyful and proud. You, our volunteers, are literally the backbone of our organization. We couldn't do anything we do without any of the people in this room or any of y'all on the Zoom call. And y'all are the ones that help shape the festival experience and the parade experience at the largest free Pride festival in the country. And your work helps us create a celebration that Atlanta and the city can be extremely proud of. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being online. We're very excited to get starting. It's going to be a fantastic festival. So with that, just a few short words, I'll hand it back over to Caleb to get started.
Awesome. Thank you. Some just quick housekeeping items. So as you walked in, you notice there are some snacks, little tiny bites in the hallway there for you. There's also a cooler full of drinks. And then the restrooms are going to be located back in the back side of this hallway. There's one on this side, one on the other side. Please just wash your hands. I don't care which one you use. Wash your hands. Other housekeeping stuff. You also may have got one of our little Pride sheets here. It gives a map of just the parade route. If you didn't get one, it's okay. It will be released in the PowerPoint as it's sent out to you. There will also be plenty of them at the information booths, and you'll get them in emails on time. The other handout that I'll share with you is our volunteer guide one-pager. This is just a quick cheat sheet that we made this year. In case you have any questions, you can refer back to this. And then the handbook is the larger document, can be found on our website underneath volunteer. A little tab will open up this volunteer handbook, or you can just go to this URL here. The backside of this is our community standard sheet. So this is just looking at some of the things that we're trying to enforce this year at Pride. So if anybody you see is not following one of these community standards, please flag one of the staff down or one of the event staff. They'll be in this black shirt, and I'll cover what all the shirts mean later. Just flag one of us down and we'll get it taken care of. We will have a Q&A session towards the end of it. Jamarco, thankfully, is sitting over there. So all of my friends online, you will also have a chance to put your questions in the chat. Jamarco will either answer right then or we'll bring it up later on and just kind of discuss it here. Too many buttons. So this is the agenda today. So we're going to do some little welcome and introductions. I'll introduce some of the board members, the staff members, and then at the end of the presentation, there is a slide or 2 slides that cover all the committee chairs. So if you're not familiar, if you haven't seen one of my probably 30 emails so far going out to y'all, there are committees here. I believe we're at 13. That sounds about right. We have 13 committees, of which I think 10 accept volunteers, and there are committee chairs for each of those committees. The mission and history. So I'm just going to briefly cover. So if somebody asks you at the festival, what is History of Pride? Why are we in October? Why are we not in June? Well, it's usually the same question we get all the time. And why, I don't know, why did Pride start? We had a fun little festival about that with our film screening of Real Resistance, which was interesting. Plans for this year's festival. So we already talked a little bit about this year's theme. It's this one here, Rooted in Resistance. We will have it on your volunteer shirts that you will get when you go in to check in, and then they'll have all the sponsors on the back. But then the regular merch is also available online right now for purchase if you want, and they'll be at our merchandise table in the park. Just some quick, like what you need to know, how to check in, what volunteering looks like, all that fun jazz, and then leave some space for Q&A, and then we'll just kind of break out. It's impossible to do it online for our friends, so I'm sorry. We can't really break out in Zoom rooms on that, but here in person, we will go ahead and break out, and you can meet with some of the committee chairs that are here. So this is our full-time staff. So Chris McCain is our executive director who cannot be here with us today. Stephen Igarashi is over here, our director of communications. Myself, Caleb Solberg. My official title is Community Engagement Coordinator, but I also work with our volunteers. And then Ashley will be joining us later, who is our Administrative Coordinator. So this is our mission statement. So again, Atlanta Pride cultivates a vibrant community, and we aim to make sure that all members of the community are seen, heard, and represented in our festivals. We do that through both our main festival that happens in October, always coincides with Coming Out Day, so the second weekend in October. And we also do year-round engagement. So we do different events, whether that be highlighting a community partners event or hosting our own events throughout the year. We usually have a lot of stuff going on in June. We have our Halfway to Pride event, which I want to say is April, sometime in April when we're halfway to Pride, sometime in there. Notes. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Yeah, that's it. So for those of you that signed up on EventMe, there was a question on there that said if you're interested in year-round volunteering. I am so sorry if you marked that and you weren't, because you are going to get emails from me all throughout the year around different opportunities that you can do. So we started back in 1970 in Piedmont Park. We are celebrating our 55th anniversary this year. We have a lovely campaign going right now where Chris Ruiz can go ahead and show our lovely little plaque fan that we're doing to celebrate 55 years of Pride. It's done in our lovely little, what's that called? Stained glass kind of art to match our theme. And if you notice, all of our maps and all that are going to kind of mimic that theme. So we are celebrating 55 years this year. Started back in 1970. The first march was organized in 1971. It was actually in response to a raid at Ansley Mall that occurred August 5th, 1969. Don't hold me to that date. Where they were screening a film called Lonesome Cowboys, and the police came and raided that film, and it kind of sparked the Southern movement for Atlanta Pride. It does coincide with National Coming Out Day, so you as volunteers are going to get this question. We get it probably 100 to 1,000 times. Why aren't we in June? Well, I don't know if y'all have been in Georgia in June. It's hot. It's real hot. And there was a drought that occurred back in 2008. So 2009 was our first time that we moved over to October, and we are very happy to continue staying in October when it's not 100 degrees. If you are interested in going to any prides in June, I can gladly point you to some of our local prides that happen in June, like Athens. and Rome, and probably a couple others. So yeah, we don't do it in June, we do it in October. Again, was in response to a drought, but it's kind of stuck now, and we coincide that with National Coming Out Day. And one of our proudest points is that we are the largest free pride in the United States. But that means we do not charge our attendees to come and enjoy Pride. Of course, our marketplace people and stuff like that, they do have to pay a nice little fee sometimes, most of the time. But our attendees, we are trying our best to make sure that we keep ourselves as a free pride. So that kind of comes with both volunteering and getting engaged in community, getting donations and such that way. A little bit of our impact here. So I didn't know if you know this, but 350,000 plus people attend our Pride. That is a rough estimate because again, we do not charge, so we don't have a ticketing system. So that is best guess using some of our systems that are in place to track people. And we use up to 300 plus volunteers. The numbers have gone down in recent years, but it fluctuates between 250 to 400, just depending on the year and what's going on and the climate at that time. Right now we are at exactly 300. So thank you all so much for signing up to volunteer. But there is more space. So if you would like to get any of your friends, family, anyone in your lives involved, please go ahead and just direct them to our volunteer link, or you can direct them to volunteers@atlantapride.org. I'll get them in the right place. Parade is always one that we need help in because it's a huge parade. If there's 100,000 plus spectators, that's not including the people that watch it online. If you've ever been to the parade, it starts and doesn't stop for about 5 hours. When it gets to you, 4 hours.
Very firm deadline.
It's long, it's a lot of process, but it's also a lot of fun. And if you've never had the chance to participate in the parade and walk the route, here's a great chance. We have a ginormous flag that you can sign up to carry, and it's 100 feet long, give or take, and people throw money in it if anyone has money anymore. I don't know if that's really happening as much, but it's really fun, and you get to walk that whole parade route. There's also other opportunities if you want to help with setup, people at the end of the parade. Parade always needs all the support, so please come on out. With that, yeah, we have 280 plus entries right now with 60 plus floats. Talking about some of the year-round stuff. So we do have a grant initiative called Pride Across the Peach State. Jamarco keeps messing me up with this. Pride Across the Peach State, where we we have grants to go out to local prides. A good example of that, I believe, was Macon. Is Macon coming up?
Macon was this weekend.
Wow, Macon just passed. It's ongoing right now. Yay, go down to Macon. Macon was one, Athens was one, Rome is one, Savannah is going to be one towards the end of October. So we tried to uplift some of those local prides and new initiatives, especially in areas that there may not be a pride already, or pride is a little difficult to throw on for many reasons. Programming. So again, dozens of events and community partnerships throughout the year. So we uplift a lot of our community partners here in the local area. You'll notice on our calendar, we're trying to be more proactive with that and uploading things into our website calendar that has different events going on in the local area. And then of course, you'll hear from me if you mark yourself as year round. Anytime somebody reaches out and says, hey, we need some support for this, I'll reach out to y'all and see if you would like to volunteer. Festival plans. All right, if you haven't seen this already, once again, this is our beautiful logo. It was designed by Edwin Villalba. Really looking into remembering that this is a resistance, it is a protest. Pride has always been. And it is rooted in the trans flags and the BIPOC community flags, because as we know, those were the first communities that threw the bricks at Stonewall and have really been the foundation of our movement. So this is our theme for the year. You'll see it all around. If anyone asks, festival theme, Atlanta Pride logo in this little small print down here. That's our overall logo, which will be this one, and then the festival is the big one. Festival schedule. So if you don't know already, October 11th and 12th is our festival. There are volunteer opportunities leading up to the festival, working with our operations team starting on Wednesday. So we'll be in the park. I mean, all of us will be there that whole week. But there are volunteer opportunities if you have some free time to come out with operations, help us get set up, have everything get kind of situated. And then Saturday and Sunday is the bulk of our volunteering. That is the festival. So the 11th, there are things like the community marches, the family fun zone, our general volunteers, which DeMarco helps me run, and Morgan. That is if you just want to get involved and help, we'll take you over there and then we'll get you situated somewhere. And then Sunday, of course, is our parade. It's going to be an all-day occurrence. It starts, I want to say kickoff is at 12, but that'll be later on. I know I have a slide about it. 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. This is in there. So generally speaking, those are the hours of the festival. Different parts of the festival will have their own hours. Most people in here will not be volunteering before 10 a.m. I can't speak to that if you are volunteering with our marketplace teams, because Robert gets you there at like 6 a.m. And it's a vital part. So please help us in the marketplace. We do have 200 market booths, 2 entertainment stages, which will be on the map here in a second. And then we have 30 food and beverage vendors located around the active part of the park. This is our schedule here. So some of the things I just wanted to highlight, please don't worry about taking a picture of this. Don't remember it. Don't do any of that. These will be posted on our website. It will be at our information booth. It will send the email with all the slides, all that fun jazz. Some of our official events are located there on the left with times that they occur. And then all of our entertainment will be located here. So this is a great opportunity if somebody's like, what is happening at this time? You can go, well, there's a lovely thing on the website you can go and look at for our schedule. Much easier than trying to remember this. And again, it's done in our beautiful design this year. This is the important one for everyone. So I do want to highlight some of these things. So if you've never been to Piedmont Park before, this is overall a map. It's not exact. It's not in scale, of course. 2 of our main entrances here are going to be Charles Allen Drive, which is down here at the bottom. I will note also there's a valet for 2 wheels down here. I think it's actually called 2-wheel valet. They will valet if you ride your bike in to volunteer, or if you have any of those like electric scooter stuffs, all down there. Will warn you if you ride one of the like pay for electric scooters and you try to go in the park, I'm pretty sure that it shuts down. So don't do that. Ride around the park. Come down here to the 2-wheel valet. That road will also be closed for a lot of the weekend, if not all of it. So be mindful that if you're trying to get to the park and you are driving in, we don't offer any parking because it's a huge festival. Yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. I just wanted to verify that the scooter will not like shut down, but you can.
Yes.
Then you like.
Correct. Yeah. So just try to stay on the outside of the park and come down to this area. So that's one of the main entrances. The other one's going to be 12th Street. That's over here on the left side of the map. Both of which are going to have our first aid stations, our water stations, an information booth, and charging station, I believe, and at least at 12th Street. The charging station is something new this year. Instead of ATMs around the festival, we have these portable phone chargers that you can go and tap your card. It gives you a little charger. You can charge your phone and then you can return it to one of the stations located around. And I think if you don't return it, they charge you and you get to keep it. So, yay. If any emergencies happen or if you need first aid in any way, they're going to be located at these lovely little symbols here. Again, one's here up at down at Charles Allen, one over at Park Drive, and one that's over at 12th Street. Other key points. In the southeast side here, there's going to be our Coca-Cola stage. That's our main stage, along with our premium area that is posted by Kevin in the back there. Hi, Kevin. There's where all of our premium passes go. Any of our sponsors that have tickets, all that will happen to occur there. And along with our main stage acts. The other stage is going to be over here and Visit Athens, Georgia stage. It's our community stage. It's located over there. That'll be some of like our shooting star cabaret performances. All that's also located on the schedule. Restrooms are located throughout the park. However, if you are and I'm going to preface this, if you're a premium volunteer, you can use the restrooms there. Only if you're a premium volunteer. If you're a lead volunteer, you could also kind of use that, but we'll get into that later. We will have some porta potties set up for volunteers only. That is going to be located in our lovely main area right here. All you need to go to here as soon as you get to the park as a volunteer is Greystone. It's also the pool house. So that'll be where Jamarco, myself, and Morgan are at for most of the weekend, mostly Jamarco. We'll be there to answer any questions that volunteers may have. We'll also have like water there on site, snacks. Food will be provided there at Greystone, but that is if you volunteer for 4 hours, you get a meal that day. Come in, eat your meal, and then we have to ask you to move out of Greystone because it's a controlled area. So try not to go in it, but around it's good. The bathrooms will be located on the back side of that Greystone, and that's going to be volunteer-only restrooms. So as you go where you're going to check in for volunteers, you go around the building, and there'll be restrooms there that are just for volunteers. I think I got most of it. One area I'll also point out is our wellness zone here. So our wellness zone is a spot that we have sensory headphones, some fidget toys. We'll have some tactile activities for people to kind of go and get out of the noise a little bit because festivals can be a lot. And that's going to be that's being staffed this year by some Georgia State social work students. So they'll be over there as volunteers kind of managing that. It's located on the north side of the meadow. Yes.
I was just gonna mention that, because you mentioned parking, we do have a partnership with Spot Hero. And if you go on our website under Festival Frequently Asked Questions, there's a question about where can I park? And there's a link there that will take you to Spot Hero, and it will help you find, available parking lots in the area. And I think that if you book your parking through that link, they'll also make a donation to it.
All right, so what Stephen just said for those of us online is that there is an located in our frequently asked questions on our website. There's a spot that you can go under parking and pre-book parking, and a portion of that sales will go towards Atlanta Pride through Spot Hero. It should be located on our website. I think that's most of it. So the marketplace is this lovely, colorful red, orange, yellow, green, blue all the way around. All the vendors will be marked. You do not need to remember vendors. If somebody comes up and is like, hey, where's this particular vendor? There is a QR code that will be linked
On this side.
on that side. As soon as it's live, you can direct people to the information booths or just direct them to our website, which they'll have access to. I will have a whole list of all the vendors, so don't even. We also have, artist market that's going to be located here. So those are some local vendors that have different art styles that they had to apply for to get in. There'll be a giant tent. Please go check that out when you get some time. And then our history exhibits are going to be located on the south side of the lake here. We're going to have our age quilt, which we have 20 panels. We have 20 panels. We have
The outside
Out-Titan photo exhibit. Sorry about this. And then the GSU is going to have some panels as well there in the visitor center. This is my. Oh, yes. Too many zones. Family fun zone. So this is our family friendly area that's going to be located up here. It's right past Greystone. It's just across the little parkway there, and there's a park located next to it as well. So that is where you can direct anybody who would like some family friendly activities. We'll have lots of activations in there. One of them, it is not a drop off. This also goes for volunteering. The volunteers that are in the family fun zone, it's okay to bring kids with you. Just be mindful you're volunteering. We generally ask 16 and above. 16 through 18 is accompanied with a parent. Family fun zone, just be mindful that you are volunteering, and it is a big space with a lot of people coming. I guess of a note too, we'll have Cirque du Soleil there this year, and they're going to be hosting a Pride Night for us on January 18th for their upcoming show, Louisiana. Anything else? It's just a small festival. All right, so marches and parades. So Saturday we have our community marches ran by Elaine. They are going to start around 1:15. They walk out of the Charles Allen Gate, go down the street, up Peachtree, and then back through in 12th and end in the park. So volunteers in this area, I do want to be mindful that it is about
They come back in their.
14, sorry. I do want to be mindful of volunteers that as you're doing this route and you're volunteering, you're walking with the group. So it is about a mile walk, give or take. Of course, so again, we have a Trans March first, followed by our Pan March, and then our Dyke March at the end. And then our Atlanta Pride Parade is going to occur on Sunday. Volunteers, this is important. Don't come to the park. If you are volunteering for the parade, don't come to the park. Okay? Yes. Come to the park later, but for check-in, don't come to the park because I'm going to say my condolences because you're gonna have a bit of a walk. Take Marta to the Civic Center. And then you're gonna get off right there, and volunteer check-in for parade is going to be located right outside of the Civic Center. Go there. Then if you want, I see you, 1 second. I even saw you stand up and start walking towards me. Then if you would like to follow along with the parade route, we encourage you to please come in and carry the flag. And here's one of our parade committee chair. Never mind. Now they want a moment.
So if you're volunteering for the parade,
There you go.
got it. If you're volunteering for the parade, yes. Best thing to do is take the Civic Center, take the MARTA to the Civic Center station, get off there. That is the best way to do it. Okay. If you should come to the park, which we don't recommend, okay, there is a shuttle that is going down to the parade assembly area like every 30 minutes. I don't recommend that because if you're volunteering that early, we need you down there at 8 o'clock. Okay, so if you come to the park, all is not lost, but you've probably lost out on a couple of hours of your shift. So the shuttle leaves from the Charles Allen entrance and goes down like probably about every 20 or 30 minutes. So if you are volunteering, please pay attention to what Caleb said. Go down to the Civic Center MARTA station. I'll leave you alone.
All good. So yeah, as I said, volunteer assembly is going to start at 8 a.m. General assembly for the parade will start around 9 a.m. People will start getting there. So if you are signed up for that morning shift, please, please, please be there on time. We need the support there. No. I don't need a video later. Why? I'm just up here talking. No. All right. Oh, my Lord, don't know. All right, so like I said, we have multiple committees. So you are not stuck to one committee if you decided to volunteer with us this year. You do have the opportunity, and we do have people signed up for 3 separate committees across the week. Operations again early beforehand, and then some of our other ones during the weekend. Backstage security, one of our favorite peoples. Don't bother them. They are very busy. We love them dearly. They will be in bright colored shirts. Don't bother them. They have a small team that they vet themselves, so they are very busy. They're running around. You will see them. I put them on here so you're aware of them. They are in bright green-ish colored shirts, and they can be seen from space. Entertainment. Now, this is probably one of our departments, along with hospitality, that everyone volunteers for. I want to make this note now. You will probably never see the entertainment. You are not there to help the entertainment in any way. You're there to help the committee chairs that are setting up the stages, getting things set, doing all that jazz. So you will not, this is not your way to just meet the entertainment. Not that. Festival donations. So this is a bit of a combination. Chris Ruiz will actually be helping us a lot in this. Each of our information booths will have a donation station there. That includes a tip to tap, which is like, just tap your phone, tap your card, it gives donation. There will also be a place to accept cash donation. You're not managing that at all. It'll be at the table there, and Chris will come by and collect it towards the end of the day. One thing I do want to note about festival donations is there is not going to be a single person walking around the festival asking for donations for Atlanta Pride. No one. So if you see that at all, please find one of the staff, board, anyone in a black event staff shirt and let us know because we need to get that taken care of. Or marketing, yes. I'll go over shirts after. Yes.
I would just add, if you see anyone in the park soliciting donations, via an iPad or any other way, they are not standing at their booth. Let someone, an event staff t-shirt know, so that we can make sure that they are either supposed to be there, but in the wrong place, or if they're not supposed to be there, we will make their way out of the park. They can be standing 1 foot outside the gates collecting donations, but we cannot have people collecting or soliciting donations or handing out flyers or anything like that. Park. So if you do see that, just let the event staff person know and they can take care of it.
Seem kind of dubious. You're like, oh, you're in part, that's even legit. So,
Yes.
And
Hold on. Let me catch everyone up here because y'all are saying a lot away from the people online. So to just catch everyone up, we do not do any kind of solicitations for any money. The only caveat with that is people that have a booth could be standing right outside of their own booth, but they cannot traverse anywhere else. So they have just the spot in front of their booth and in their booth. They can get donations there. They can accept whatever they want in their booth, blah, blah, blah. That's theirs. But there will be nobody walking around the space, including anyone trying to sign people up, as Ashley was talking about, a nature conservancy or any kind of informational stuff. They will not be walking around. They will have a booth. The best way to know if somebody's not supposed to be there is they don't have a booth set up. That is all pretty and marked out and done by our marketplace team and our operations team setting them up. Good. Festival information goes hand in hand with our festival donations. So we have our 3 information booths that's on the map. People that are volunteering there, either you will be set up to try to talk people about donating or just being there for information. But generally each booth, I try to have staffed at least 3 person at a time for people to go use the restroom, what have you. So there's 3 people there at all times, but they are combined into the information booths. The family fun zone, again, that's going to be up on the north side over by Greystone. This is our family fun area. So volunteers here will help manage art stations, help set up, break down. There's a lot of interaction going on in this area. So if you would like to volunteer there, just know you're interacting with families pretty much your entire shift. The shifts are smaller, and I'm going to correct that next year, but this year they are broken up into a lot of different things. If you want to be there for just a set period of time, just go ahead and email me and I'll let Christina know. History and Legacy, our committee chair is right there, Clovis. Everyone say hi, Clovis. So this is the committee that helps organize all of our historical exhibits, including our AIDS quilt and the GSU activation, whatever the panels. So Clovis helps manage that, and you'll be helping set up those areas, and you'll get a little bit of information about each area. So when attendees come and ask you questions, you have at least a basic knowledge about what's there. Marketplace, that's Robert in the back. Say hi, Robert. Marketplace is our lovely friends in red. They will all have red shirts on. So if anything happens and you can't find a black shirt, a blue shirt, please find a red shirt and they'll get somebody flagged down. They will have walkie-talkies that they can use, and they are running around the park at 6 a.m. So be mindful of that, and they do a really good job of just kind of organizing the marketplace and making sure everyone's stuff comes in and goes out. Operations. So this is, again, maintaining the operations center, which is located at Greystone, coordinating deliveries, managing inventory, and all the logistical needs that you need throughout the weekend. This is managed by, wow, I just lost them, Benjamin and James. Yes, Benjamin is right there. Say hi, Benjamin. This is our also volunteers that will be there bright and early in the morning a lot of times. And this is the department that you can get involved in on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Hospitality. Hi, Kevin. Yes, unless you are volunteering in there or you purchased a premium pass, don't go in the VIP premium area. It's not for y'all. Come over to the Greystone area. We'll have some snacks. We'll have what you need there, but please don't come and swarm the VIP area. That is Kevin's domain and he will take care of it. Photography, there will be some photographers around. I believe they all have a media badge.
We have media badges and photographer badges.
And photographer badges. Okay, so don't worry about that. Just if you see them, they might ask you all to pose for a photo if they have a photographer badge. Just be mindful of that. They usually we're just getting stuff for overtime. All right, once again, parade. This is the one that we need the most help on Sunday. So a lot of our general volunteers will get pulled into the parade. You have general assembly in the morning that happens from 8 till 11. And then afternoon assembly from 11 to 4. Walk with the parade. So yeah, you'll be walking with the parade if you signed up for that afternoon assembly, or if you signed up to be a flag carrier. You, of course, will be carrying the flag or walked around. And then volunteer. This is our general volunteers. That's gonna, oh, I forgot to say hi to our parade people. Don and Tim. And then general volunteers will be myself, Jamarco in the corner over here doing the notes online, and Morgan, who cannot make it today. So our general volunteers is kind of the catch-all. If you come to the volunteer tent and you're like, I want to do some more over the weekend, you'll be joining us. This is generally, sometimes it's just checking in volunteers, sometimes it's getting water for people, sometimes it'll be, hey, this department needs some help, we need to get you over there. So that is just that catch-all. If you really don't have like a preference of area, you can come and join in with us. Any of my committee chairs, did I miss anything about your committees? All right, color shirts. All right, the red shirt's going to be your market volunteers. They will always be in red. They do, again, have a walkie-talkie, so if you do need to alert somebody, you can find one of them. They'll have them. Festival donations and information booths will be in this pinkish shirt here in the middle. So if you have multiple shifts and one of them is a festival donations or information, you'll just get one pink shirt and you can wear that wherever. All right. General volunteers will get this yellow shirt. So that's pretty much everyone that's not in marketplace, festival information, backstage security, or one of the staff. You'll be in this yellow shirt and it'll have this year's logo on the front and our sponsors on the back. Things that mentioned with shirts, I think I mentioned again later, when you're volunteering and you're on your shift, you have to be in your shirt at all times. When you are done volunteering, take the shirt off. Put your other shirt on. Put one of the shirts you pick up at the festival. Just take your volunteer shirt off because we understand and we encourage people to go and enjoy the festival, but we don't want videos of people in volunteer shirts drinking, doing anything like that. When you're in your volunteer shirt, you're representing Atlanta Pride with us, and we ask that you please respect that and take that shirt off when you're done. Our blue shirts are going to be the lead volunteers, so each department will have a handful of lead volunteers that are kind of the right hands to the committee chairs. They'll be in blue. They will also have access to walkie-talkies, so if an emergency or anything happens, you can flag down one of the blue shirts and they'll help you. Backstage security, I don't know what color that is. It's like a neon green. It's bright. It's bright. That's all I can tell. It's bright. They are seen from space. You'll be, leave them alone. Everyone else, so this is going to be your committee chairs, your event staff, and your board of directors are all going to be in black shirts that say event staff on them. All the sponsors and stuff will be on the back, but it'll say event staff here. Flag those people down first in case of anything happening, or if you need any kind of question answered, we're there to help. Just flag one of us down. This is where I asked, hey, you interested in being a lead volunteer? So some of the responsibilities that go into this is we ask, it's usually 10 hours over the weekend, minimum. It depends on the department. If you have any interest at all, again, you'll get this slide deck. It's just a Google form that lets me know that you're interested. I know that some people that signed up for a lot of hours, I've already reached out to see if you're interested, but this is just going to be on a slide deck if you would like to express it. All right, check-in process. Once again, Greystone Pool House is where you'll come when you are coming to volunteer at the park. When you're at the parade or you're going to sign in at the parade, please go down to that Civic Center MARTA station. Easiest access is through 12th to 14th Street gates. You'll walk past the active oval if it's on 14th and you go down to the right and Greystone is there. On 12th, you kind of just walk in and to the left. Big building, there'll be lots of people there. You'll know it, it's there. It's on the map as well. Huh? Right by the tennis courts. Yeah. Please arrive about 20 minutes before your shift begins. This is just so we can get you checked in, get you your shirt, and then get you on your way. If you are volunteering in some of the other areas, good example, this is hospitality, it is on the other side of the park. It's not too far of a walk because there is a cut through, but it is a bit of a walk to get through when there's 300,000 people enjoying the festival. Please bring your ID. We need to both confirm your identity and confirm your age, because again, we have to ask anyone that is 16 through 18 to be with a parent. Why are you shaking your head no? Okay. If you can, have your confirmation email and QR code. That's going to be the easiest one. We'll just scan it real quick. It'll make a little cute thing that you probably heard in the hall here, and we'll be good. Wear your volunteer shirt during your shift, and please have fun. This is a fun celebration. I know this is a lot of information I'm throwing out and all that, but at the end of this, we are volunteers. We love y'all. This festival could not happen without y'all, and we're very appreciative of that. So please have fun. Enjoy it. Yeah.
Will there be law enforcement that's doing that? Or should we look for particular people who are checking IDs to verify age?
It would just be somebody that's checking you in at the volunteer table. It will most likely be myself, Jamarco, or Morgan, or one of those if we have general volunteers, but it's usually us. And again, it's mostly to confirm your identity. Correct. Did you have something to add to that?
Yes, one, repeat both of these questions for people online, but also, will there be somewhere to put bags if we are bringing them to change? And if we have a bag, what should we do with it?
So that's on the next slide. So I'll repeat the question. The question was people checking IDs, what will they be in? Are they identifiable? It will just be at the volunteer check-in that we ask just to show your ID and your QR code, just so we can get you checked in. That's it. Okay, maybe it's on the slide after this. Take care of yourselves. So snacks and bottled water are going to be available throughout the day. If you do volunteer for 4 more hours, you will receive a meal. We have to preface that. If you volunteer on Saturday, you don't get a meal Sunday. They are set up so people can come in and volunteer and have their meal. So please, if you're not volunteering on Sunday or Saturday, don't show up trying to get a meal. It is for the volunteers. It's happened. We have water stations all throughout the park, as well as we will have water volunteer check-in. And there's just going to be water readily available. Depending on where you're volunteering, there'll be water available. If you need to, please let your supervisor know if you need a break. This is going to be the lead volunteers in your department or your committee chairs, or Jamarco and Morgan. If you need to reach out to them, you can let them know, hey, I need a break. Usually we try to manage it so people can go ahead and take a break with no issues. But if we need to send somebody over there, we'll get you squared away so we can get you a break. Please familiarize yourself with the layout of the festival. It's huge. Piedmont Park is big. It is a big oval. Just have general knowledge about where things are. Most importantly, going to say the safety tents. So again, where Grady is and whatnot with our health professionals, our water stations. People will ask you where the restrooms are. They're everywhere. So you can kind of just point in any direction. There'll probably be restrooms. And then knowing where your volunteer check-in is. Those are the big ones. And the festival information, if I didn't say that. Just kind of pointing people to those tables if they need. Let the volunteer chair or committee chair know if you can't make it. We don't need a whole speech about, oh, this came up. Just let us know. All I would ask is that as you're reaching out to your committee chairs, or if you're reaching out to Jamarco or Morgan, in that if you are texting them or emailing them, not so much email, text, please say your name. Just saying, hey, I'm not showing up, that's not going to be super helpful for us. We don't have numbers saved, but just let your committee chairs know. Again, this is volunteering. Y'all are giving us your time. We're very appreciative. We just need to know in case we need to pull some people over for some extra support. And then again, taking MARTA to Midtown Arts Center Station, Midtown or Arts Center Station. So we do not have parking available except through the frequently asked questions portion of our page. I don't know how much that's going to cost. MARTA is usually pretty accessible and it's a quick walk from either of those stations into the park. All right, do's and don'ts. Please be aware of your surroundings. Report any suspicious activity to your volunteer supervisor or security personnel. Once again, black shirt, blue shirt, or red shirt. Let one of us know. We'll get it over to whoever needs to know. Just give us the information. Stay hydrated. Wear comfortable shoes, especially if you're going to be in our community marches or a parade. It is a good amount of walking that is involved in that. Use plenty of sunscreen. Ashley, I believe we have sunscreen. Yes, we will have sunscreen available. Yes, and then the Grady tents, which are the safety tents at the 3 entrances, will also have sunscreen. So please use sunscreen. Do y'all have it at the beginning of parade? Yes, there is sunscreen for volunteers at the beginning of parade. Again. No. Have fun. Please have fun. All right. The don'ts. Do not call 911. I know this seems, what? Why? We have so many professionals on site that could respond so much faster than calling 911. So again, find one of the shirts, or if you just see a security personnel or anything like that, flag them down. We'll get it handled, but don't call 911. They're never going to be able to find the person if you call 911. Like, this festival is huge. There's lots of people. Stay with the person. That's the other part. Try to flag someone down. If you're with somebody, have them go run and flag someone down. Stay with the person if it's safe to do so. If it's an emergency, it's not safe to do so. Please leave. And then alert them. Smoking, alcohol, or drugs. Do not do any of these while you are in your volunteer shirt. I will also mention Piedmont Park is a smoke-free and vape-free park. That is not us. That is Piedmont Park saying those things. Don't do it, please. Don't bring a firearm or weapon. So volunteers, you're not allowed to have any kind of firearm or weapons on you. Participants in the festival, it is an open carry state. They may. Don't go and alert security professionals. Somebody has one. They probably already know as they walk into the park, but you as volunteers are not allowed to have them on. Don't engage with demonstrators or hecklers. As we all know, if you've ever been to a Pride festival, there are usually demonstrators that we try to give their own space away from the crowd. Don't engage with them. That's what they want. They want that kind of participation and they want to kind of egg people on to get a reaction. Just try to avoid them. We probably already know about them, but please, if you feel you need to, alert one of the staff and we'll get what we can taken care of. Don't speak to news media. There is exactly 2 people at Atlanta Pride that can engage the news, and that's going to be Steven and our director, Chris. That is it. If anyone approaches you that is trying to say, oh, I'm from this news station, can I get this? Politely decline and direct them towards either Steven or Chris. Please don't speak to the media. Just don't do it. Now, if it is a photographer, again, they may take some photos of you, or if they have a media badge and Steven or Chris is there, they might get some like volunteer stores, but again, only with Steven and Chris. Don't bring any bags. So if you have like an over the shoulder or like a fanny pack or cinch bag, something small that you're okay holding on to, that is fine. We just want to be mindful that we do not have any place to store anything. We don't have the capacity to maintain bags. So if you do need to bring one, please make sure that you can hold it on you and that you might be wearing it for like 4+ hours. Bring your children or pets. So this excludes any legal service animals, which I believe the 2 questions you can ask is it a service animal? They just have to say yes or no. Can't ask anything else. And what services do they provide? Or what are they trained to do? I'm looking at you. If those are the 2 ones, right? Okay, what task are they? One more time. Okay, that. Overall, though, if it's a service animal, just let one of the staff handle it. They'll get, if we need to ask, we probably don't. If there is a snake, alert us. We have a friend that shows up apparently every year. Just alert us, we'll get it taken care of. No animals are allowed in Piedmont Park at the time. Just let us know. Somebody, wow. And also, don't bring children again unless you're in the family fun zone and being mindful of that space that you are still there to volunteer. Save the date. So fun stuff. So Saturday, December 6th from 1 to 4 p.m. Still working on the location, but we will have a volunteer appreciation event. This is usually our big way of saying thank you. We'll have some awards that we'll give out, some cute stuff. We'll figure that all out after Pride. It's going to be on this day from 1 to 4. All that information will be sent to you through EventMe. That's how I have your, I reach out. So please make sure, I have reached out quite a few times, that you are getting those messages. You don't have to respond to them all, but just make sure you are getting those messages. So yeah, that's something to look forward to. And that's all I got. So we will open the floor to questions. And I just left this in here. If you have anything that comes up, or if anybody wants to get involved later on, you can go ahead and have them email this email. It'll come to me directly, or you can have them reach or go to the website here for the volunteer handbook. And there is some more information just around general stuff, and hopefully a catch-all. We just created it this year, so we will adapt it as we need. I'll open the floor. Does anyone have any questions? Yes. Before I answer, it is 12th 12th Street Gate. Yeah. Yes. So the question in room here was Uber or Lyft. Get dropped off at 12th and Piedmont. I want to say what is that? There's a business name. Yeah, Willie's or Shake Shack. So if you put in that, they'll get you dropped off right there. And then while you're in the car, just remind them that 10th is blocked off, so don't go that way. Yeah, perfect. Thanks. It's on the map as well. There's a little bike at the bottom of the south. So the question or the statement was that we do have bike valet. It's called two-wheel valet. It's on the south side of the park on town. No. The statement was, thanks, Kevin. No scooters in the park, please. No, anything. No wheels, preferably, because it is going to be very busy. There is even a point in time that all of our carts that we have gets grounded because you just can't get through the crowd. Yes. I would say just your lead, letting them know. Most of the committee chairs will be in your area. That's another point, good point to bring up. So the question was checkout. What is the process for that? Your leads will be able to check you out, or your committee chairs, and there will always be somebody pretty close to you. The only caveat I would say to that would be festival information, and somebody would be walking away. That's another good point I will bring up too for check-in. If you are doing 2 or 3 shifts consecutively, you don't need to come back to Greatstone and check in again. We will just check you in for all those times. The only other side of that is if you have a volunteer shift on Saturday and on Sunday, you will need to come back real quick to check in again on Sunday. And we'll do the same thing. If you have multiple shifts, we'll just check you in all of those.
talk about the parking that they're driving.
Yes, so the question online was parking, so we do have a frequently asked question tab on our website that does have a link to a parking code that you can use to park beforehand. Beyond that, parking is incredibly limited, and driving there will be a pain, especially on Sunday.
And just to be clear, that's through Spot Hero,
Yes.
and that is area parking lots. So they are not necessarily at the park. There is not parking at the park. So you would still likely have to walk a distance to get to, the park.
And the follow-up to that was that the parking there is going to be in lot area through Spot Hero, and it may not be at the park. Yes, Benjamin? Yes. I'll just sum this up in the room. Probably just take MARTA, parking is there. And you may get ticketed to this,
Or take a ride.
or take rideshare, like, probably don't bring your car in.
And the question from the people, what the time spent starting on this day that they will be set up at the park? And also, what is that you said,
You said that, all looking away from me.
Shake Shack.
Okay, so the answer to the business to get dropped off is Shake Shack. It's on 12th and Piedmont. Piedmont.
Time spent starting on Wednesday that they will be set up at the park.
10 a.m. 10 to 4 on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. For operation, sorry. The question was, what time does operation start on that Wednesday, Thursday, Friday? It's from 10 to 4. You don't have to be there the whole time, but that is when we will be there setting stuff up. It should be in your shifts already. So the question is, when will you know what you've been assigned? As long as you have gone in and selected shifts, myself, DeMarco, and Morgan have gone in and approved it. If you need to edit your shifts at all, you can go ahead and reach out to us because we have to do that on the back end. But you should be able to log into your EventNe and go under my participation or my events somewhere in the top there. And then you can click on this year's festival. And when you hit edit or view, you'll scroll down and your shifts will be approved. Yes.
So if we're volunteering.
The marches.
With that, we check in at Greystone like normal, but if we're volunteering the Sunday parades, then we go straight to citizen.
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that was.
Yes. So the question in the room was about the community marches and the parade. If you are volunteering with one of the community marches, you'll check in at Greystone. You'll go down to meet them at Charles Allen Gate. If you're volunteering for the parade, you'll go down to that Civic Center MARTA station. Any other questions? Yes. So technically, our volunteer, so the question was around like the very last minute of volunteering, like what's the deadline? October 1st at midnight is the technical deadline. However, we fully recognize that the city of Atlanta is a last minute city and people will notice it and come last minute. If they do want to register for volunteering, the shirt size might not be available. They'll probably get a volunteer shirt, but it might not fit great. And they have to reach out to me at the email here. Yes.
One more question, how to handle non-approved vendors
Okay. Question is how to handle non-approved vendors. Answer, you don't, you find a red shirt, a blue shirt, or a black shirt, preferably red, and they probably already know about it, but please feel free to let us know. And again, the way to know if it's not a vendor approved, they're not in a booth. They are not in a designated spot. Yes. The follow-up question is it okay to take a picture? Absolutely. Please take a photo. Okay. Yeah, the statement in the room is that there will be markers throughout the festival that mark where you are. If you're in the marketplace, it will say on the ground there, red this, blue this, and up on top, there will be lots of markers. If you're in the meadow area, which is where the main stage is, it's a big grass area, there'll be posts that have letters on it. So you can orient the people responding. But again, just find one of the blue, red, black shirts if you can. If not, get somebody to find one of us.
It is an active emergency where you have to report it to the medical team or APD or something in the park, stay there.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, find a black shirt or a blue shirt or somebody with a radio so they can alert them, but stay there, especially if it's a medical emergency. Don't just call it in or say, hey, this guy's.
And then walk away, yeah.
Stay there because the emergency people that are coming, you know, if you say, hey, this is Tim, I'm gonna stay here, and you tell them where it is, they'll be able to find it a lot quicker. Okay, so don't just report it and let them know. So stay there until they have.
Yes, the statement in the room was if you are reporting an emergency, especially a medical emergency, if it is safe to do so, stay there with the person. If it is not safe to do so, please leave.
So that's why we are allowed federally to ask those questions that we stated earlier. If you do happen to see a dog, you, like, go ask, obviously, but you don't like get into a confrontation with them because that's not your job.
Right.
Just say, okay, thank you, and make sure you like remember what they look like, what the dog looks like, and report it to black shirts or APD. And they will handle that situation for us. Also.
Hold on. Statement in the room real quick, because I don't have that good of a memory. If you do see an animal in the park, please alert one of us, but don't engage yourself. Please just let one of the staff know.
They don't have beer.
Did you have?
Yes. Bouncing off the question for that one, if someone comes to you as a festival participant with an emergency or something they perceive as an emergency, it mentions it a little bit on the community standards page, but if you could just talk about that and then maybe review some of this.
Absolutely. So for all of you online, the statement was around the community standards. Specifically looking if somebody from the festival comes to you with an emergency, please direct them if possible to one of the tents that will be located at one of the entrances. If they are unconscious, of course, they can't go to that tent. That's when you call one of us, but please direct them to one of the tents with the red crosses that are located around. There's also likely going to be people roaming the park. So if you happen to see one of them, you can direct them to that location. But all that information can be found here at the bottom of the community standards sheet. Those of you online, I'm showing this like you could see it. There will be a version of this at volunteer check-in, and we will also have some at parade check.
I'll just that, so at the park,
we work really, really closely, with the city of Atlanta, and Brady Health System is the medical, 911, the medical team. There are, and Atlanta EMS, I mean, there are close to 50 EMS professionals in the park that are at the booths, but they're also, Caleb said roaming, but they're also on bicycles.
Yep.
And they're in bright fluorescent, just like you can see them on the street. And they are surrounded all around the park, as well as law enforcement for our safety. They won't engage question, but they're there to walk around and stuff like that, so can't see one of us just ask them a question. So they all work for us. Everyone that is law enforcement and EMS has been vetted by them, just so you know. So they are handpicked to work the festival.
Statement in the room was that there are emergency professionals that'll be located around the park. They will be in bright colored uniforms that are easily distinguishable, and they have all been vetted by Atlanta Pride. Yes. Leave. Yeah. Yeah, leave the area.
Whatever APD goes. Yes. And that for all volunteers, that's a new situation. They either, if you have a member of the Atlanta Police Department come up to you and tell you to do something, don't argue. Do what they tell you to do. And it may not be an actual situation. It could be for some reason that it's none of our damn business. If they tell you to do something, don't do it. Okay?
Statement in the room is if there is an active emergency, such as an active shooter or something like that, what would you do? The answer is do whatever police tell you to do, whoever is in uniforms, and get out of the situation, maintain your safety. Be safe. Any other questions online, Jamarco? Okay. Any other? Yes. Most likely, yes. My answer is going to be yes. There will be a ticketed system just so I know like who's coming, but yes. I'm hoping to get this really cool space I've been trying to get. And there'll be like a performance from some of my drag friends. So, and we'll do volunteer appreciation stuff. Oh, sorry. Question was about the volunteer appreciation. Any other questions? We good online, Jamarco? Cool. So I will sign off. Thank you all again. Okay, there's another. Yes. Absolutely, yeah. So at this point, everyone should be approved for their individual departments. I've gone through and done all that. So your committee chairs, if they haven't already reached out, they will reach out. Make sure you're getting event notifications. I did it again. Right, or they're here. Sorry, the question in the room was about asking questions and when will you hear next steps? Your committee chairs will get those over to you. It depends on the committee. Some of them use Eventney. Some of them will just take your email out and email you directly. If you consent it to text, there's a question in there and they could just text you. It just depends on the committee, but you should be hearing from them within, I would say definitely within a week. You'll be hearing from me tomorrow. So the question was about the wellness tent. So it's usually a sponsored location that an organization would come in. Regretfully, that organization wasn't able to do it. So I actually have a friend of mine, Larry Brown, who was back there and left, who is an LCSW, who will be helping me manage that area. But it is volunteers. It's all GSU. Yeah. Any other questions? We still good online? Oh, okay, great.
Up here so they can hear me online. What am I speaking into?
That, yeah. Please.
For anybody who is volunteering for the parade on Sunday or Rainbow Flag on Sunday, Don Melville and I'm Tim Garrett, Don Melville and I, we will be sending you out an email probably sometime this week. We're going to have a Zoom meeting, most likely Wednesday before the event. What is that date? The 8th? Okay, sounds great. Wednesday, the 8th, probably like at 7 p.m. But for all of our parade volunteers and rainbow flag volunteers, we'll have that so we can go over your specific duties. A lot of volunteers are repeating, so that's good. We still want you to sign in. There are some things, some minor changes or something, so we want to make sure everybody's okay. But for those of you who are new to volunteering for the parade or the flag, and you don't know what's going on, that's your opportunity for us to tell you. So we'll be sending you out an invitation soon. And we'll just kind of reserve that Wednesday, October 8th at 7:00 p.m. Thank you.
Yes,
yeah.
yeah, I got you. So once again, so the parade is usually where we need the most support. Flag carriers, you carry this ginormous flag down the entire parade route. It's a lot of fun. It is so much energy. If you've never done it, it's a great opportunity. If you are interested in doing that, you should have already received an event need message from me, if not 50. Just respond to me there and let me know, hey, I might be interested in the flag. I'll get you over and assigned. At this point, because of the way that event need works, the volunteer management is a little interesting. It locks your account as soon as I approve everything and you are set in that. If you need to adjust anything, just message me there and myself, Jamarco, or Morgan will get it taken care of. And that includes if you want to add a department, if you want to adjust your shifts, any of that, reach out to me. Did I have a? Where'd you go? Awesome. So this is once again, these lovely photos up here. We are going to do a little meet and greet. I apologize for everyone online. It's kind of really hard to do this, but once again, your committees will reach out to you individually to kind of check in, introduce themselves, get you all situated. The one area that's going to be different about that is three areas: festival information, festival donation, and wellness zone will all come from me. These are our committee chairs. So again, this will be sent out, so you don't need to memorize this, but if anything happens, these are the people to look for. These are these ones. I've got these lovely ones. Again, these two individuals, Jamarco over there in the corner and Morgan, are kind of my right hands. They help me manage all the volunteers. So if you have any question at all about volunteering, come to one of those three or any of the committee chairs. Awesome. Last but not least, help spread the word. Volunteering is a lot of fun with us. I mean, I might be a little bit biased with this. I've been going to Pride now for 8 years. It's so much fun. There's so much energy. Could be as little as 4 hours in the weekend. It could be just operations through the week. Like there's so many opportunities. And right now, more than ever, we need our community to come in and kind of support. So spread the word. The volunteer application is live until October 1st at midnight. Fully understanding that people will still want to register after that. They just need to reach out to me because I'll have to do it all on the back end. But that is it for the presentation. So thank you all so much for coming in person today. And thank you for those who joined online. You will get in follow-up emails tomorrow with the slide decks and all that information. And then you should hear from your committee chairs within a week or so. For those of you that are in person, please say hello, come meet us, come say hi, come meet your committee chairs. We could all be up here. We could be spread around the room, probably best up here, and just come on out. Thank you all so much.